My name is Ben Gazsi. I'm a graduate student at Alfred University right now, coming from West Virginia before that. And here making a house out of natural material found on 1 acre that I blocked out. So the idea was, with a lot of the you know environmental issues and stuff we have going on right now, a lot of people are asking themselves and each other what we can do, or how our relationship is with the environment, and how it's good and it's bad. And for me, that question has become like, what does it mean to be a human being in nature, like in the natural world? I picked the house because it represents our basic like shelter, our box that we build to separate ourselves from nature. And that's what I think as a collective, humans think we're kind of separate from nature and above it. We try to keep it out, and when we do let it in, we really control it and manipulate it to suit our needs. So I decided to pick a pretty wild and secluded location with varying materials and stuff that I knew that I'd have a lot to tap into, and then restricted myself just to that acre so that I'd have a more visible impact on that landscape. And I first found a little spot that the light was touching the ground, which meant big trees or something had fallen, and I did find some old ones that had fallen or cut, and was like a little bit of a head start for a clearing or a little nook. But it was a hill. It was a little bit of a hill, so I had to level it out and flatten it. And that was kind of an interesting feeling when I finally got the square flattened. It was actually kind of a comforting feeling, which was weird. You're finally on flat ground in the woods. Then I just stuck all the posts in the ground, anchored them a couple feet in, and started working off those as my like an armature for a sculpture, pretty much. And I lash everything together with just simple square knots, and sometimes I'll like use a hatchet or a saw to put a little notch in them when it's a really important structural piece that can't wiggle or move. I then weave sisal time through those branches to create kind of a mesh net, and then I weave birch bark through that to give it a more solid look. That way it just has the appearance of being solid. And I've used a lot of natural stone that I've collected around the ground. New York has a lot of stone in the woods, which is nice. And luckily, I think shale. So I split it with a hammer and chisel, bigger rocks, so I could get flat panels. And that'll be like one of the last things I do after I get the inside figured out and laid out just in the empty floor spaces. I'll lay stone down. And then as far as how saws affected my work, for me it's really given me this kind of, I guess, a foundation to work off of personally too while I was here. Getting healthy, eating great food, and getting rested, and being around a lot of other artists to bounce ideas off of and talk to when I'm back at the home base or whatever. And I was being away from the world for this month is just allowed me to think a lot more without a lot of distractions. So I guess it's been kind of like a little, I guess maybe a getaway. Yeah, it's kind of the biggest impact it's had on me here.